us rejoice, for we are one and free. We've golden soil and wealth for toil. Our home is girt by sea. Our land abounds in nature's gifts of beauty, rich and rare. In history's page, let every stage advance Australia fair. In joyful strains, then let us sing, advance Australia fair.
A rousing rendition of the national anthem, Matty Hill. The stage is set.
He's done a Lazarus, he's back from the dead, and Gullywood has won the Grand Annual, you beauty.
Bannistrand on the outside, from villain to hero. Go hard or go home, we're at the Bull.
How do you condense the history of the annual into minutes? A timeless spectacle with a story dating back to 1872 and beyond.
ZM and gold medals, oh my God, they've done this before.
How do you underline the mastery of Jim Houlihan, who won with his first annual runner on the way to 4 victories in total? How do you recognise the prowess of the modern trainer? Kieran Maher has 6 in all, 2 in partnership with David Eustace and 1 ahead of another maestro, John Wheeler. How do you celebrate the brave cross-country jockeys as they navigate 33 fences, more than any steeplechase race in the world? Why do we admire horses whose endurance wills them to succeed? Because this is the Grand Annual. Flash pedigrees mean little here. Stoutness, courage, stamina, coupled with bravery and years of planning are the ingredients to winning the annual. Why do crowds flock to this seaside hamlet on the shoulder of winter? Because this is racing in its truest form.
Yard is brought to you by I Am Warrnambool. Get to know me at visitwarrnambool.com.au.
Atmosphere is electric as we build up to the great race, the Grand Annual Steeplechase. $400,000 up for grabs, 5,500 metres, and leading the field in the mounting yard is a champion. He won the champion novice hurdle in 2016. He won the Briley in 2018. He came back a couple of days later and won the Grand Annual Steeplechase. And then 3 years later, he won it again. Of course, part of the Racing Hearts family. He is a champion. The mighty gold medals is leading the field around. He looks young, fresh and fantastic. Horse number 1 in this year's annual, 69 kilos. Pateman looking for his 4th, and Kieran Maher with Dave Eustace looking for an incredible 7th annual at Stern Island.
He's a beautiful horse. Look at him in the yard. He's the big. He's about 17 hands. He's a class horse of the race. You know, I'm picking little things that he mightn't handle the track. If he handles the track, he's going to be too good for them, and he's going to be very, very hard to beat. He's
an incredible athlete. It was actually really interesting when he first wandered into the yard. He was quite keen and quite strong on the bit. That's because Gold Medals was in front of him, just lobbing around the yard. He doesn't have a job to do this year, and Stern Idol needed to stride out a little bit more, and he needed a bit more space. But he's sort of relaxed the longer that he's been in here, and he is in just superb condition for this.
Isn't he a magnificent looking animal? Stern Idol number 1. So 2 is a scratching. Vanguard was favourite last year. Simon Wilde trying to add a 3rd annual to his CV.
Yeah, this horse stays very, very well. You know, he was favourite going into the Grand Annual last year, and he unfortunately slipped up on the flat. I don't know if he's going as well as he was last year. I thought he was a bit playing a pack at him, but he certainly stays, jumps well, and the Simon Wilde camper in flying form over the jumps.
He's certainly really comfortable under race day pressure. He's comfortable here at Warrnambool in front of the crowds. He hasn't turned to here since he's wandered into the yard. I'm not sure that he's quite as hard fit as what he was when he stepped out in this race last year, but the team have done a nice job getting him here.
Horses 4 and 5 are scratched. We go to Cross Hill, the Irish horse who was formerly trained by Jessica Harrington, won a maiden hurdle at Punchestown. Here it is with Aaron Purcell.
Yeah, this is my smoky for the race, Cross Hill. I think the form from overseas really stands up when he comes over here. He jumps the fence very, very well, economical, what you want in a Grand Annual, doesn't waste too much energy, and he'll give Ronan Short a great ride.
Yeah, he's caught my eye. If you didn't have a monster in the field like Stern Idol, you'd be really talking him up for strength. He's strong, and he's another one that's handled themselves beautifully since he stepped into the yard. He conserves his energy really well.
Simon Ryan's old warrior in police camp just caught the eye at the end of the Briley to say he's ready to have another spin.
He did, and he was superb in the Grand Annual last year. The heavy 10 track will suit him. He jumps brilliant. He'll go around here with his eyes closed. He'll whack on in the finish. I don't know if he's good enough to win, but he could fill a place.
You have to appreciate the time that the team taken to get these horses ready for the mounting yard. He's beautifully presented this horse with the plaits down his mane. He's just got a traditional stayer's physique, nice shoulder on him, good depth of girth, and another one that hasn't turned to here since he stepped foot in the yard.
This time last year, Rockstar Ronnie was winning.
Confidential support. Call the number on your screen or visit the website.
The most successful trainer in Grand Annual history is Kieran Maher, and he's trying to add yet another one to it. Mate, tell us what's going through your mind as we build up to the great race.
Oh, you're just hoping that, they stay relaxed in the yard. Rockstar Ronnie can get a little bit hot, but the strappers did a good job, and yeah, you just want them to. The main thing now is, get out when they jump out, just get them in a nice rhythm and relax and breathe, and jockey and horse, and yeah, that's the main thing.
Yeah, talk about Ronnie. 3 starts ago, he won at Warwick over 4,000 metres. He shouldn't be a concern at all at the trip.
No, that's probably his biggest asset. He's had quite a bit of racing and all over decent staying trips. So yeah, he can get a little bit warm, and that was probably his biggest concern. But he was okay.
And how is the favourite, the big boy in Stern Idol, who looks a magnificent athlete?
Yeah, he's an unbelievable horse. So yeah, he hasn't been to this trip, so a bit of an unknown there, but he's had a really solid grounding, and yeah, Steve knows his way around the track pretty well.
Were you tempted at all to run him in the Briley?
Considered it, but he puts a bit into his races, so I was pretty happy with where he was at just to have the crack at this.
Okay, you are a competitive beast, I know that, so the last thing you want to do is get beaten by your brother in Declan here.
Well, yeah, that would be amazing. Dec's probably the most passionate person on the whole race course about jumping. So his horse, what's the race called around here? The Jericho. Yeah. It's a really good form race for this race, same trip, and it's probably the best form race for the annual, and his horse ran well in that, so I expect him to run well here.
Yeah, mate, it's a beauty, mate. We can't wait to watch it and go and get a vantage point. Thanks for your time.
Cheers, thanks very much.
Shane, once these horses leave the mounting yard, the trainer's job's done, the strapper's job's done, and it's really just the rider and the horse. What's going through these jockeys' minds, and what is the process when you step foot out on that track before the barriers open?
Look, there's a lot of anticipation. You can't wait till you get in those barriers and they open and it's game on. But you just want to it's such an extended distance. You want to take your horse around nice and easy, keep him relaxed. Look, you want to just. I think relaxing is the main key to this race. If you're overdoing it early, you're going to struggle to get home. So if you can just get around to the start nice and quiet, give him a look at the first fence, back behind the barriers, get your girth check. You'll see this jockey here getting his girth check. That's a big thing, because on the flat, not so much. But if you're jumping 33 fences, your horse is going to take a blow. He'll be expanding and breathing heavier, and you don't want your girth to slip, because if your saddle ends up back around her tail, you're going to be in a lot of strife.
So we build up towards the great race, the annual. You could just feel the nerve. Win it on 6 occasions, yet you could just sense that the expectation is there with Stern Idol, who was trained in France by Stephanie Niger, who we know so well had prepared Americaine to win the Melbourne Cup with her trainer, and she came out to Australia, so she certainly knows the right sort of horses to send out here, and Stern Idol is the one that a good group of owners that Kieran Maher and Dave Eustace put together, led by Jerry Ryan, and Neil Grant of Penfolds, and Frank Sedgman, the brilliant tennis player for Australia, and Dean Lester. So we think of Dean in these moments as well. It was in the ownership of Stern Idol, and an opportunity to win the annual. And for Kieran Maher, it's an opportunity to join Jim Houlihan as the most successful features trainer ever. And for Steve Pateman, an opportunity to join Craig Durden as the most successful features jockey ever in Warrnambool history. And this has been going since 1872, so they're big records.
Sure are. Impressive records too.
So we're moments away. The expectation, look at that crowd making its way up to the hill. Will we see a champion today? Many are predicting that the odds-on favourite will put a space in them. But it's 5,500 metres. It's a tricky course. There's 33 obstacles with a Group 1 performer ready to call the action. Here's Rick McIntosh for the Grand Annual.
Thanks, Richo. You can see them there down at the start. 185. Bookmakers letting you on late. If you want to be with the star jumper, Stern Idol, 185 now. $7 Rockstar Ronnie and Hurricane. The barrier Mike in the background. You can hear the starter ushering instructions to the jockeys, and his staff down there. $9.50 Vanguard, $10 Crosshill. Epazil's into 11. Blood and Sand's been some kind of go in the race. He's been 151 into 61 on VOP. Got a beautiful vantage point up here. They say you can't beat the hill, but I wouldn't swap this spot for anything in the world. Crosshill, one of the locals in the race, about to come into line. Sights. Stern Idol is there as they come to the famous Elgar Hood. There's 6 left to jump. Seriously? How cool is the bull? Down to the Tozer Road double, and Rockstar Ronnie over the first, crosses the road and over the second. He took it really wide. Stern Idol's gone to take it up. Rockstar Ronnie, the stablemate, takes it off him again. Here comes Vanguard into the race with Crosshill. There's only 2 lengths between that quartet. There's 4 to jump in this epic journey. There's the 4th last. Then Police Camp, Epizil, Hurricane's a long way back, and Blood and Sand is at the tail end of the field. Here's the 3rd last, Rockstar Ronnie. He's putting in a great display. 2 lengths to Crosshill. 3rd Vanguard. Stern Idol's as flat as attacked the big bloke. Goliath hasn't got it today. Police Camp comes on. Then followed Hurricane. He'd need to be gold medals to win from there. At the 2nd last, Rockstar Ronnie. 2 lengths to Crosshill. Closing in. 2 to Vanguard going to 3rd. Police Camp is 4th. 32 completed. Here's the last. We still don't know the winner. Rockstar Ronnie every step of the way so far. Police Camp on the outside is coming. Then Crosshill and Vanguard. Rockstar Ronnie in the Grand Annual. The jumping's over. He's got the lead from Police Camp. Crosshill and Vanguard down the outside. Rockstar Ronnie, Police Camp. Is he going to run another second? He can't run Rockstar down. Rockstar is a rockstar. He's a rockstar. Rockstar Ronnie for the Tour. Chris McCarthy by 3 lengths. 2nd, Police Camp. 3rd, Crosshill. 4th, Vanguard. A break to Epizil, followed by Hurricane, Blood and Sand, and the favourite has failed to complete the course in the Grand Annual. Yet another story, the Tour McCarthy. Chris McCarthy with the Grand Annual.
A Grand Annual we will never, ever forget. Brilliantly called by Rick McIntosh. He's a rock star, all right. Ronnie wins, and for Kieran Maher, with his partner Dave Eustace, 7 wins in the annual. No one's been able to do that. He is the dominant trainer in the history of a race that dates back to 1872. And with that, that's feature number 14. He joins the great Jim Houlihan at that number, which is incredible. He hugs his brother Deck, and they celebrate a magnificent performance. Rockstar Ronnie wins. Chris McCarthy is able to win the annual. Police Camp, brave as he always is. Crosshill runs 3rd, and Vanguard runs 4th. 8, 7, 6 and 3, 7 minutes of thrilling action. and the rock star he is. Ronnie wins.
Unbelievable, wasn't it? What a race. Geez, I'm still, hairs on the back of my neck standing after watching that. It was fantastic. Every horse jumped well. Stern Idol maybe didn't stay the trip, but what a great result for Chrissy McCarthy. He's an Irish fella, came over here a few years ago. He took to race riding late in life, but he's making a great go of it, and a nicer person you wouldn't meet. I'm absolutely chuffed.
Tell us a little bit about his background, because as you mentioned, this is probably not what he thought he was coming over here to do.
No, he was here. I think he was just riding a bit of track work for Kieran for a couple of years, and he's obviously an Irishman. He's a big follower of the jumps race, and he used to come down here and watch us ride, and I think he said, bugger it, why not give it a go? He's very, very capable, and yeah, he got his licence. I think this is maybe his fourth season riding. So what a magnificent result. A lot of people don't ride a Grand Annual, and he's ridden one in his fourth season of race riding.
And an incredible performance by the horse as well, standing out and watching the action unfold. He didn't put in a bad step the whole way around the course.
He didn't, and what Chrissy did, he let him bowl along. At Pakenham, Steve tried to restrain him a little bit, get him to relax, get him to come back to him and try be boss, whereas Chrissy let this horse do what he wanted. He says, you bowl along at your own tempo, jump from fence to fence, and that was the winning of the race, you know, just letting him get his breathing right and jumping right.
Well, a historical moment for Kieran Maher as he's taken out another Grand Annual steeplechase.
The most successful trainer in Grand Annual history just adds another one. Kieran, congratulations to you and your huge team. He was a rock star all right today, Ronnie.
It was just so good for Chris McCarthy. He worked for me for a lot of years, and because Steve rides most of our jumpers, he thought he'd spread his wings a little bit. So when the ride come up,
it's incredible to see him.
Yeah, it was just unbelievable. The team have done a super job. I thought he was derailed there. His preparation at Sandown when he melted in the mounting yard, and the team had done a good job. My brother Deck especially, and. Yeah, it's just unbelievable how good to win another annual. It's unbelievable.
It is incredible, mate. It doesn't get any less special, even though you've done it now for the 7th time.
No, it's the best race, I think, and there's just so much goes into the preparation, and a lot of the guys in the ownership group are really avid jumping supporters, and you can see the tears of joy on their faces. Mike Simons, and his crew here, Jerry's had a huge week. He's in Saunderboy as well. So, they bought this horse specifically for this race. So for it to come off, it's unbelievable.
Oh, it is brilliant for you, mate. 14 Warrnambool features. You join an icon in Jim Houlihan at that number. I mean, can you imagine as a young Warrnambool boy being mentioned in the same breath as the great Jim Houlihan?
No, not really. No, I was just so grateful I was able to ride for him in a race, and yeah, just an unbelievable trainer. I went and worked for him because I respected the way he trained so much, and yeah, I'm sure if he started earlier, he would have a hell of a lot more.
Mate, I don't want to rob you of this moment. Go and see your boy.
No, thank you.
Unbelievable scenes, Richo, and just the jumps jockey fraternity cheering Chrissy McCarthy down here, mate. Lee Horner, all the boys have come out, mate. This is something pretty special. He's pretty popular, isn't he, Chris?
Oh, no one will deny him that, yeah. Look at him. If anyone's going to lose, they're going to want to lose to Chrissy. You give it a great ride, like just led the whole way, jumped like a buck. And he was just looking for the salute halfway down the straight, wouldn't he?
I think he just give us the Frankie Dettori too, mate.
Oh, he's just done the flying dismount, yeah. We love Chrissy. Like, he rides for us a fair bit. Bakery Hill was his first ride at the Carnival a couple of years ago, and just a great bloke. He'll do anything for you. He's a hard worker, and great that Mar gave him the opportunity on a live chance today, and he's come up trumps. He's given it a great ride, and yeah, just wrapped for him, as everyone will be in the jockeys room. Yeah.
And the rest of the boys, Eddie, Richie, Rossi, all come Eddie. They made the joint, Eddie. They wanted to see this. They wanted to make it special.
100%. Like, he's a tall lad. He does it hard. He probably doesn't get 100% of the opportunities he should, but he gives them great rides. And it's just good to see him rewarded. Good to see him rewarded for his hard work,
Oh, listen to that reception. I don't think I've ever seen anything like that, Richo.
Oh, isn't it just absolutely brilliant? Chris McCarthy. Has there been a more popular winner of the annual than Chris McCarthy? He makes it official now. Chris, can I have a word? What's going through your mind, mate? What a reaction. Congratulations, Stan.
Thanks a million for that. I can't believe it. Words that can't describe the feeling of that. The trust to Kieran Maher, Declan Maher for when I schooled them to put my hand up. I'm only a 3 kilo claimer and they still had the owners behind them as well. Obviously wanted probably someone better, but they stuck their neck out and I'm glad we could repay them.
Take us through that race, mate. You led the entire way.
The entire way, and I was just... First lap, I couldn't get him back anymore and I was interfering. I didn't think I was going quick, but he just wanted him to go that stride quicker than I didn't want to. And then I got a breather going up the hill the second time and just filled and filled. And then I couldn't hear him. I could hear him early, but then I couldn't hear him jumping the fence behind me. I said, beauty, I've got away, but cut the corner a few times. The horse jumped absolutely super. Full credit to the horse. He done all the work.
Yeah. And then you jumped the last. Describe that feeling for the last 400 or 500 metres.
Oh, the whole race. I've never been so lonely in my life going around this track, but it was the best feeling in the world.
Could you hear the crowd?
Oh, I could, of course. I knew I was home. I could hear my partner screaming over the fence. That's what it's all about.
And then the moment that you hit the line, what goes through your mind?
I couldn't believe it. It's the first time I've done it all year, so I haven't been here for a while, so it's good to be back. And on the highest stage, this is all about. To be part of Warrnambool Carnival, what they've done for us. Look at the crowd that's following us, the cheer you get back. Oh, you can't put words to it, lads. It's the best feeling in the world.
And the reaction from the crowd and all your mates over the fence?
Behind me. It doesn't matter. It's an annual winner. From the whole way up the stands here, everyone is roaring at me, even if they didn't know me. And a lot of the people do know me, to be fair. I can't believe it. How'd you talk?
I'm glad that you made your way to Australia.
Oh, yeah, it's been the best. And that's another side to the story that we probably need to get after the last to talk about that. But it was actually Johnny Allen won the Gallywood here on Big Blue. And I was doing the school and that. I left school when I was 16 to become a jockey, and then I became a track rider. But it was the day Big Blue passed that post. I was elated for him winning, but there was a small part of me saying, why don't I give it a crack? And thank God I did now.
And now you're a Grand Annual winner, mate. They will never take that away from you.
As I said, Rico, it's a pleasure to be talking to you, and I don't know how to put it into words. I don't have the education to put it into words.
Well, I think you're the most popular winner I've ever seen, mate. Well done.
Thanks a million.
Oh, great stuff.
Oh, Richo, one of the best interviews I reckon I've ever seen there. That is what it's all about. Chrissy McCarthy and Mark Stafford, one of the owners, and also Rowan. Here now, Staff, you've flown in for Singapore for this.
I've flown in for Singapore, but you know what? The whole world is watching Warrnambool this week, right? 3-day carnival. It's fantastic. Hats off to Kieran Maher and the team who've done a fantastic job. And to all the owners, I think that, Rowan, how many are there? 16 owners?
I'm not sure. I think there might be about that.
There might be 20 owners tonight. But look, Warrnambool's putting on a great show. The weather's fantastic. Congratulations to the jockey McCarthy and to Maher and the team. They've done a fantastic job. Mike is our inspiration for horse racing. He's in Ireland at the moment.
And we're talking about Mike Simons.
Yep. Mike Simons. He's over there enjoying himself. I think he's got a Bruce Springsteen concert and he had a choice between Warrnambool or Bruce Springsteen. We're going to let him know about it tonight. But
bad choice, Simon.
Hey, but that's obviously where the passion for the jumps racing comes from, is it, Mark?
Look, jumps is great, right? You look at the people, you look at the passion. It's what racing's about. We love it, and we'll be back here again next year, and it's just great.
Have a look at that, Chrissy McCarthy. This is what it's all about. I'll tell you what, Richo, there is atmosphere, there is scenes. I've never seen anything like it. One of the most popular victories we have ever seen in a Grand Annual.
It's just simply brilliant. It is brilliant. Shane Jackson, tell us why this guy, I think we just got a glimpse of why he's so popular. Why is he so popular amongst all the other jocks?
Look, he's salt of the earth, Chris McCarthy. He's one of those people, you know, he doesn't have a bad word to say about anybody. You'll never hear him potting another jockey or a trainer or nothing. He's just a kind, genuine fella that loves the sport. And as you heard, he used to do a lot of work on Big Blue, did all the schooling, was well capable, and got the buzz when he seen him win here at Warrnambool. He said, I'd love to do that someday. And he's won here on the biggest stage, the biggest race of the year. This is his first feature winner, and to ride a Grand Annual as your first feature winner, I can see why he's so elated.
Where would we be without the beautiful flavour of the Irish? Just a fascinating and wonderful, memorable win. He's a rock star. Rockstar Ronnie wins the annual.
Seriously? How cool is the bull? Down to the Tozer Road double, and Rockstar Ronnie over the first, crosses the road and over the second. He took it really wide. Stern Idol's gone to take it up. Rockstar Ronnie, the stablemate, takes it off him again. Here comes Vanguard into the race with Cross Hill. There's only 2 lengths between that quartet. There's 4 to jump in this epic journey. There's the 4th last. Then Police Camp, Eppy's Hill, Hurricane's a long way back, and Blood and Sand is at the tail end of the field. Here's the 3rd last, Rockstar Ronnie. He's putting in a great display. 2 lengths to Cross Hill. 3rd Vanguard. Stern Idols as Flood has attacked the big bloke. Goliath hasn't got it today. Police Camp comes on, then followed Hurricane. He'd need to be gold medals to win from there. It's the 2nd last. Rockstar Ronnie, 2 lengths to Cross Hill, closing in. 2 to Vanguard, going to 3rd. Police Camp is 4th. 32 completed. Here's the last. We still don't know the winner. Rockstar Ronnie every step of the way so far. Police Camp on the outside is coming. Then Cross Hill and Vanguard. Rockstar Ronnie in the Grand Annual. The jumping's over. He's got the lead from Police Camp. Cross Hill and Vanguard down the outside. Rockstar Ronnie, Police Camp. Is he going to run another second? He can't run Rockstar down. Rockstar is a rock star. He's a rock star. Rockstar Ronnie for the tour. Chris McCarthy by 3 lengths. 2nd, Police Camp. 3rd, Cross Hill. 4th, Vanguard.
Oh, what a race. A race we'll never, ever forget. And then post-race, Matty Hill, it even got better with a brilliant, a very emotional Kieran Maher, and then the reaction from young Chris McCarthy.
Led every inch of the way, 5,500 metres. We certainly weren't expecting that, and it's one of those races you do expect the unexpected. What about the scenes? We see them every year, but they get better every year. And it was a race, even though the horse that won the race led all the way. It had everything. Yeah. We had the horse that had the traditional lead-up, Police Camp, who just had a bit of a hack around here on Tuesday in the Briley.
Could be at their worst too, but a couple of little legends I've got a feeling might be in here. Let's see. There seems to be much action happening at the moment, to be honest, in the Winnebago. It is very, very early. Here we go. Here we go. Benny boy. Hey, mate. Open me up, mate. Open me up, son. Should I put some pants on? Yes, Ben. I think you better put some pants on, mate. Come on, Digger. Up you come, mate. Have a look. Have a look at the Winnebago, mate. It is as good as you'll get. Who else? We got Zachy Spain in here, mate. A couple of legends. Hey, Benny, we've heard about the Winnebago all week, mate. You done it last year yourself at Bowie Mertens. Bo's a late withdrawal this year, or he's not allowed to be in the Winnebago.
No, he's after last year's Scantech banned from hanging out with me, so I've got a feeling it's Zach.
Hey, seriously though, you're 100 metres from the Whalers Hotel. It's a great fun week, isn't it? And especially after the last couple of weeks for you guys, it's a good chance to let your hair down and hang out socially and have a bit of fun, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely. You can't beat the bull. I said it on the first day. You'll see us at our best and our worst, which is now.
Now, what about the voice? Oh, no, Benny, I reckon he's tracking real well now. Zachy, what about you, mate? You scored the bottom bunk. How'd that work, mate? Is that just the big chief, he gets on top?
Yeah, the The calf just took the bull by the horns. He did. He made the rules, so I just obliged by him.
But seriously, boys, how good is this week? And it's just fantastic, isn't it? It's a great 3 days, a great week for the town, isn't it?
No, it's the best. It's obviously you see how good it is at night time, and everyone's out and about. You see everyone at the races and then at night time, and then the next day they do it all again.
So listen, boys, it was a bit of a party last night back here, or what time? What time do we finish up? Early enough, I'd say.
Yeah, about 1 or 2, but we were doing better. There was a bloke lying there on the ground, he's still fully dressed in his suit, so we're doing better than him.
Hey, listen, boys, wonderful carnival. Great to see he's having a bit of fun. All right, you enjoyed today. 1 day to go. You got a bit left in you, Zachy?
Oh, I'm not sure. I'm not sure. We'll lift, though.
Come on, mate. You got to lift, Benny. We want another one from you today. It is all happening. The Winnebago, Benny Allen. Enjoy day 3.
Well, Jane, what do you reckon next year? You're going to head down the highway in a Winnebago?
I actually watched that and thought that's one of the best ideas I think I've seen. How easy would it be to go out, have a few drinks, not worry about having to get yourself home? You just open the door to your Winnebago and off you go to sleep. So, look, he's onto something. He's certainly a character of the industry, isn't he, Ben Allen? But this is a smart idea.
Well, he's been one of the stars on and off the track at the Bull this year, as have you. I've been very impressed with your work, so maybe the Winnebago is what you should think about next year.
Well, maybe I need to tap Ben Allen on the shoulder and see if
yes, exactly.
Get
where
some
you get
details
one
about where I might hire one, or perhaps after my antics over the last couple of days at Warrnambool, I should probably be giving somebody else a chance to come down here next year.
No, you've been an absolute star, and particularly from the mounting yard, finding plenty of winners. But
today, race number 9. As we come towards the end of 3 incredible days of racing at the Bull, the crowds have been superb and hopefully charging towards some sort of a record. 8,000 day 1, or over 8,000, very close to 8,000 day 2, and a huge crowd today. Into the mounting yard we go for the Sun Gold Milk Warrnambool Cup over the traditional 2350 metres, and Mancayan has earned 60 kilos as the top weight.
he has, yeah, he's the best performed horse in the race, and I thought he did more than enough last start in the Easter Cup, which was a strong addition this year. He's got superb heavy track form. He's the class horse in the race, got to be one of the better chances.
And he's certainly improved since the last time I laid eyes on him, where he was very fresh first up. So he's taken necessary improvement in terms of his fitness, and he's nice and relaxed in terms of his behaviour. So I expect he'll run a good race based on his looks.
Anthony and Sam Friedman had an international win this race 2 years ago, and that was La Don de Vie. They team up with Ben Allen here for third realm.
Yeah, if you're looking for a blowout runner to try and make up the deficit or get further in front, I think he'll be fitter for the first Australian start and gets the blinkers off and the crossover noseband on. He's never seen heavy, but he's got really solid soft track form in the UK. They've got to change the tactics today. They're going to try and ride him with some cover. It would be no surprise at all to see him improve sharply. And I know you were talking about his European form. You could find something like his best. He's good enough to win this.
He's a lovely little entire. He's not overly tall, but he's very well built and he's got good strength. The team have got him really well prepared off the back of a freshen up leading into this for an entire. He's very comfortable on race day, comfortable under race day pressure, comfortable with the crowds. He's been very settled since he wandered in here.
3's are scratching, 4 is swords drawn. The former New Zealander, Mike Moroney, has won the Cup before with Serrera in 2007. Teams up with Dan Stackhouse. Now, wide barrier.
Yeah, I think, if anything, it might be an advantage by this stage of the day. He was really good in the Roy Higgins, and that performance in isolation is good enough to win this. I think he was slowly away, and I thought ran okay in a very strong Mornington Cup. My concern with him is his past 2 heavy track runs have been well below his best form, but this track's not racing like a bottomless track like one of those was. So, yeah, if you can overlook that off his effort, particularly 2 starts ago, he's good enough to win it. He's
really maintained since I last saw him at Mornington. He's well into a racing preparation now at peak fitness, and the team keep presenting him in very similar order.
5's are scratching, 6 is not usual glorious. John Allen looking for his 3rd Cup win.
I think he's got a great chance. He was too good with 61 kilos last start on a heavy track in the Terrain Cup. The third horse from the race has since won a strong Port Adelaide Cup in Hastelawar. He's an excellent wet tracker. He's fit. He's in sparkling form. The only little knock is that extra 200 metres, but maybe that's offset by the drop in weight. I think if he's not the one to beat, he's very close to it.
I think he's come back better this preparation. He's always had a nice strong frame, but he's actually carrying his condition much better this time round. He's raced into fitness, and he's pretty straightforward in the way that he handles himself in the yard. Haven't seen him since his fresh parade, so for me, he's made big improvements since then.
Heart of Puissance loves racing here at the track. Maddie Raymond en route towards a family wedding in Europe, so probably in the car on the way now with Declan Bates, who's won the race before with Too Close to Sun, the job of steering Heart of Puissance.
Yeah, well, he should have won this race or gone frightfully close 2 years ago. The rising distance third up certainly suits. The conditions, the softer track really suits. Whether he's just got to the 2350 metres on heavy ground one run too soon is my only concern, but he's good enough.
He's always been quite forward in terms of his fitness. Even fresh up, the team had done plenty of work with him before he got to the races. He's been happy, he's been very settled, no negatives in the way that he presents. He's now just got to start to run up to his looks.
Billy Egan riding for Nick Ryan in Mohammedaeus, whose winning trip goes all the way out to just about 2,400 metres, so he'll get the trip. What about on a wet track?
Yeah, I'm not so worried about the wet ground for him. I think his wet track form's a little misleading. I had to dig right back a long way to find those wet track runs, and they're actually okay. Has kept improving with racing since resuming from a long spell this preparation, and given he's coming back from such a long break, you would think he might continue to improve. Gets a senior jockey on today in Billy Egan. The rise in distance really suits him as an older galloper. I think he's a much, much better chance than his price would suggest at $31.
He has looked fantastic this campaign, and as you mentioned, Ben, his performances have got better. Obviously, he's got a little bit fitter, but I think given what we've seen from him, he now needs to put something on the board because he looks terrific. The team have done a brilliant job with him. He's hard fit. He's always really relaxed at the races, and this is what we've typically saw from him in campaigns where he was in form.
Rain affected ground won't be a concern at all for the May Eustace team with LeBole and Carleen Heffel, an apprentice rider trying to become the first female jockey to win the Warrnambool Cup.
Yeah, it certainly won't be a condition. Worry the conditions. Handles heavy ground. You'd think he'll be fitter for 2 runs back from a break. It's been a long time since his last win, and he does need to improve, but it's not going to shock anyone if he does improve, and it's not going to shock the market. He's right among the key chances.
Been a long time since I've seen him on race day, so he's furnished quite nicely since the last time I laid eyes on him. Kept up to the mark with a break between runs, and handles himself well on race day, so no knocks from the yard.
Celine Gaudry's got a great association with Irish Butterfly, horse number 11. Henry Dwyer is the trainer, and this guy is going through the grades really, really stylishly.
Yeah, he's backing up after winning dominantly from the front at Sandown in a much weaker race last time out where he was beautifully ridden. This is much stronger. There does look to be a bit more pressure up front. If you had told me 2 starts ago he'd be favourite for a Warrnambool Cup, I would have fallen off my chair, but such is the way the stable going, such is the way he's won his last couple. Here we are. I think he's short enough at the price.
Yeah, he's hard fit, really well prepared for this. Should be able to put his best foot forward.
Extra elusive, Linda Meach looking for a cup win, teaming up with Simon Wilde.
Yeah, he gets blinkers going on for the first time. He's been spec'd at a price. He was 5 lengths behind Not Usual Glorious last start and does meet him worse at the weights, but I think the big positive is the rise in distance. I've got others as stronger chances.
He's a really hard horse to give a push to from the mounting yard. If you can look at his physique and ignore his behaviour and ignore the fact that he gets a bit warm and a bit sweaty, overall he's in really good shape. He's nice and fit, so the trainer's done their job, but he just gets himself quite worked up in a mounting yard. It'd be nice if he learns to settle.
Maddie Raymond decides to back up. Number 13 rolls.
Gave a big side over 1,700 metres on Tuesday. You think he'll be hard fit on the quick backup. He might be the leader in the race. The obvious query, and it's my query, is the end of the extended 2,300.
Does well in between races, holds his condition quite nicely. He's having a slight sweat in his flank, but other than that, he's very uncomplicated in the yard.
Shane Jackson, a big part of our team throughout the week, not only helping out and working win with Lindsay Smith's horse, he's got one in his own name here in Mystery Island.
I thought he ran really well at Mornington after coming wide behind a very exciting horse in Convener. He dropped sharply in weight and he is suited rising in distance. Obviously, the knocks are the rise in class and potentially the conditions, but I think he's got a hope at a big price.
He's looked really good, this horse, in his last couple of outings. He's at peak fitness. He maintains beautifully into each race. He's very relaxed in the mounting yard. There's always lots of positives about the way he comes to the races.
Glitter and Gold, can Dean Yendall add another cup? He won it in 2016 with Master of Arts.
Well, it was a nice win with a big weight in a much weaker race 2 starts ago, and then even though she was beaten a long way last start, actually did run the fastest last 200 metres of the race. Regardless, was beaten a fair way, and this is a stronger contest, so I think others have stronger form.
Yeah, she's only a neat mare, but she's very fit, does get warm in the yard. That's very typical of her parade.
Bazzini for Simon Wild and Craig Newitt.
It was a good effort behind Not Usual Glorious in the Terrain Cup. The third horse from that race has won, and you would think that Bazzini has further improvement to come and is even better suited rising in distance. Does meet Not Usual Glorious 4 kilos worse off though, and it's a much stronger race overall.
He's holding himself together really nicely in the yard. He sits quite forward on the bit, arches his neck and carries himself beautifully as he wanders round. He's got some really good strength to his frame too, great colour to his coat, and he's moving particularly well.
And the reliable man, mare. Horse number 17 gains the start, Essential Sky. Johnny Sargent, well, he's fallen in love with Warrnambool. He trained the winner of the Jericho.
Yeah, and you can see why he's targeted Essential Sky towards this race, because she is an excellent wet tracker. Gets conditions to suit today, been backed at a price and is dropping right down in weight. No doubt, though, her best form has been in much weaker races, so she's probably going to need to produce something close to a career peak. She's
a pretty traditional staying type, quite a light-framed mare, nice and fit, very, very well prepared by John Sargent coming into this. She had her ears pricked and been pretty forward and alert since she stepped foot into the yard.
All right, let's go through your top 4 selections here for the Cup.
Yeah, I thought there were 2 key hopes for me, and then one roughie with a better chance than the market was suggesting. So the 2 key hopes were, for me, both Not Usual Glorious and Mancaine. Not Usual Glorious is just absolutely flying. A gun-wet tracker. He drops in weight after winning the Terrain Cup last time out. He'll make his own luck on the speed, or close to it, for Johnny Allen, and give a big sight. Mancaine's no doubt the class horse in the race. Also has excellent heavy track form, but he was good in a strong Easter Cup last time out and might be good enough to overcome the big weight. I note there's been some late support here on the VOP for Maha Amadeus, 31 into $21, and I think with good reason. I thought he was okay in a strong race last time out. He was terrific late and through the line 2 starts ago. He's just improved with racing this preparation. He might be able to improve again. Irish Butterfly is absolutely flying for an informed stable, but this is much, much tougher. He's a chance. I just can't quite justify him being as short as what the market's got him.
Mancaine on top for me, runner number 1. I just really like the progression that he's made right through this campaign. Saw him fresh up, and he's really headed in the right direction. He's fitter, he looks brighter, and certainly his antics were much better today. He was lovely and relaxed and conserving his energy for the task ahead. He goes on top. Outside of that, Not Usual Glorious for exactly the same reasons. He's really improved and built his fitness as he's headed deeper into his campaign. And Third Realm, I'd certainly give a push to too. I really like the way that he handled himself in the yard, given a new environment and a big crowd here.
Wide open affair for this year's Warrnambool Cup. Any of the top 3 in betting can start favourite here. Not Usual Glorious to just ease marginally. Now out to $5.50 after touching $5. Irish Butterfly, when we last crossed, was $5 an outright favourite. Now out to $5.50. Mancaine continues to drift, $4.50 out to $6. The moves start coming at longer odds. Rolls has been specced in the market, 21 into 12. Heart of Poussance and Swords Drawn have had interest at different stages. And Bazzini just continues to firm as well. Was well supported in early markets, now 19 into 14. And even a horse like Maha Amadeus, who's not on screen, has been here late, now into $21. So a wide open affair for this year's Cup. Not Usual Glorious currently shares favouritism with Irish Butterfly at that $5.50 quote. You win some, you lose more. For free and confidential support, call the number on your screen or visit the website.
Henry Dwyer is a Group 1 winning trainer. Love to add a Warrnambool Cup to his CV. Gee, your team's had a really good carnival.
Yeah, they've all run. There was 2 winners, but all the other ones have run well as well, Richo, so it's been very satisfying.
Okay, you get the rain effective ground that you were looking for here?
Yeah, I think it's probably more of a soft 7, borderline heavy 8, which I think is fine. He's He's never won on heavies, but he's run well on them before. So I think he handles everything. A bit of given the ground's perfect for most of these horses. So it's just a matter of finding the right lane, and it seems to be pretty even at the moment too.
That's right, and you've got a jockey that understands your horse so well. I think that's important.
Yeah, more than happy to have Celine on, minus the claim. Like she's ridden him beautifully his last two. She just lets him flow, and he's got a lovely big action, and he's at his best when she does that. So it's good.
Has it surprised you how stylishly he's gone through the grades?
Yes and no. Like it hasn't. If you had have asked me 2 years ago where this would end up, I would have said he was group class all the way through. But he's only just getting there now. Unfortunately, he's had a lot of issues that have held him back, and he lost a bit of interest there for a while. But ironically, at Warrnambool in the Warrnambool Cup, but the jumping that he's been doing in training has really switched him on. So you might see me next year over the jumps.
Oh, is he good at the caper? Is he?
Pretty good at the caper, yeah. But he's doing a bit of too good a job on the flat at the moment. So we'll conserve our energy there for the time being. But yeah, if he can win today, it'll be a life's ambition, I'd say, Richo, almost.
Oh, it's absolutely fantastic, isn't it? You're a racing fan. What do you think of that awesome annual?
Terrific. It's just a great spectator event, and all the horses jumped brilliantly, and they all got round safely, and great horsemanship, and the riders were terrific. And just Chris McCarthy, he's helped me out schooling horse a lot over the last few years, and it was great for him to get a spoil like that.
Yeah, mate, good luck in the Cup.
Thanks, Richo. Cheers.
What a legend he is, Henry Dwyer, that is for sure. He's had a wonderful couple of days, and Irish Butterfly's been rock solid in the market. The money continuing to come for Amadeus, 31s into 20s, Benny.
Yeah, I think he is the best. Well, I thought he was anyway. It doesn't mean he is, but I thought he was the best roughie in the race. 31, now 19. Another good push from Jane for him in the yard, and I think just he's going to continue to make that natural improvement. Almost 3 equal favourites with Irish Butterfly out to 550. Not Usual Glorious hasn't budged 550, and Mancaine just easing ever so slightly to $6. So speed-wise, there is really good pressure in this race, even with the change of tactics on Third Realm, who's going to be ridden more conservatively. Rolls, you'd think, would do just that, roll across and either lead or be right there. Not Usual Glorious will probably be in the first 2 or 3, and Irish Butterfly is the other one that can go right forward. So you're going to have 2 of those 3 favourites pretty prominent on your speed maps here.
Be a big story too. If Heart of Passance can salute for Maddie Raymond, of course. She ticked off her first winner at the Carnival earlier today. Imagine if she could slot a little Warrnambool Cup in there as well, Benny.
Yeah, it'd be a pretty nice way to exit stage and head off to Spain. Yeah,
enjoy. Fair on holiday then, wouldn't it?
Yeah, wouldn't it? Wouldn't mind just jumping in the car tonight, heading to the airport and off to anywhere. Barcelona, Valencia, Madrid.
The way you were tipping, you could buy a plane the way you're going at the moment. Not too far away from the Warrnambool Cup. Adam Crittenden has the job each and every year to call the Cup, and he does it superbly. Mancaine goes forward. Let's join him now for the second of our features. It's Cup Day here at the Bull, Warrnambool Cup.
Yeah, thanks, Richo. The runners are loading. Mancaine up into an inside gate. Kira Mars trained 7 Grand Annual winners now, either on his own or with Dave Eustace, but he's yet to have a Warrnambool Cup winner. He's got 2 in the race here. Mancaine up in an inside gate. Laval, who's drawn a wide gate, his other representative. Third Realm moves up into the stalls, anticipated to be ridden with cover. Rolls on the quick back up after running on Tuesday. We've got Not Usual Glorious to come along. Extra Elusive, who they're trying to load now. Laval, who moves in, and Swords Drawn. So they're the final few to get ready. Not Usual Glorious. But John Allen has had a good day so far. 2 winners this afternoon, 4 for the Carnival. Last one in is Swords Drawn, and the Sun Gold Milk Warrnambool Cup field is about ready to go. 23.50 the distance. Gates open and they're underway. Extra Elusive about a length slow. Not Usual Glorious, as usual, began quite well. Heart of Passance is up there close early with Irish Butterfly, rolls out deeper, and then Mancaine closer to the fence. They were tracked by Extra Elusive, who's improved in between runners. Then Amadeus, followed by Mystery Island, Deeper Swords Drawn, Third Realm, Essential Sky, Glitter and Gold, Bazzini back second last, and Labau from a wide gate went straight back to last. But it's Not Usual Glorious who takes it up out by the 1800. Not Usual Glorious about a length clear over Irish Butterfly. Sky. Heart of Poisson's third on the fence. In fourth position there is Rolls, his stablemate. He's in a 3 wide position, so not so well placed in comparison with Heart of Poisson's. In fifth between runners, Extra Elusive. 2 to Swords Drawn, Mystery Island, Mancayan, and then third Realm, Mahamadeus. Le Bowl was next, and then Glitter and Gold, and towards the back, Essential Sky, and a length away is Bazzini. 1,300 to go. Not Usual Glory them into the back, leading by a length. Irish Butterfly sits in second. Extra Elusive now third, just in front of Heart of Poisson's and Deeper Rolls. 2 to Swords Drawn. Mystery Island, back along the fence, midfield is Mancayan. 1.5 to third Realm, Mahamadeus, and then La Bow, followed by Glitter and Gold, Bazzini, and last the inside, the grey Essential Sky. 900 to go. Not Usual Glorious has rolled along at an even gallop and is well inside halfway now, leading a length and a half. Irish Butterfly in second spot. Extra Elusive third and stays nearer the fence. Then Mystery Island, Deeper Rolls from Swords Drawn. Heart of Poisson's already under some pressure. Third Realm starting to track into it pretty well. La Bow was next, and then followed by Glitter and Gold. Mancayan's off the bit chasing. Mahamadeus next, and then Essential Sky and Bazzini as they head around the turn. Not Usual Glorious 2 in front. Irish Butterfly switches back to the fence to run on. Rolls is making ground as well. Then third Realm, followed further back in the field by Mystery Island and Swords Drawn. Not Usual Glorious led, but it might not be for long. Here's Rolls. Rolls is ranged up with 200 to go. Takes the lead away from Not Usual Glorious. Swords Drawn, and then Glitter and Gold and Irish Butterfly. But it's Rolls on the quick backup. A length and a half in front, racing away with the cup from Not Usual Glorious and Swords Drawn. But it's Rolls who's victorious. Rolls a length and a half on either Not Usual Glorious or Swords Drawn. La Bow gets into fourth, and then Glitter and Gold, followed by next in was third Realm, Irish Butterfly, Mystery Island, a margin back to Mancayan. Some of these second half runners are very well beaten in the end. Mahamadeus, Essential Sky, Extra Elusive, Heart of Poisson's, and last in was Bazzini.
Maddie Raymond, a local Warrnambool girl, gets a win here in the Warrnambool Cup. Is she here to celebrate? No, she's listening to us, watching in the car or watching at the airport. She's on her way to Europe for a family wedding, and they have won the Warrnambool Cup. They won the cup with Rolls, backed him up after he ran really well on Tuesday. That is some training performance. The son of an achiever, absolutely revelled in the going, comes away for a super win. It'll be close for second and third. Not Usual Glorious will just get it ahead of Swords Drawn. Le Bowl will run fourth, and Harry Grace wins the cup.
This is absolutely magnificent. Correct me if I'm wrong, Benny Ascari. Sat 3 wide the trip.
No, I'm not sure. I think he was in that group when the field almost split. Some decided we're going to save ground, and some said, no, we're going to stay out in the better going. So he was probably with Not Usual Glorious and Johnny Allen in making sure they were in that better part of the track. And if anything, it might have been advantageous. It might have been a masterstroke for Harry Grace, just making sure his horse was in a rhythm and in the best part of the track. And this is a terrific training performance, because he's a horse that he'd run well at 2,000 metres before, but even that was a little bit of a query to say whether he could stay. So on the quick backup, hard fit, Harry Grace has done a good job to get him to relax and in a rhythm to run out the trip, and Matty Raymond's done a fantastic job to have him fit enough and well conditioned to run 2,350 metres. That is some sort of an effort from both trainer and jockey.
Imagine that car trip going down the highway, heading to the airport, about to jump on a plane to Spain. Unbelievable story, this one. And, well, Richo, you've got a young man that's spent plenty of time with the stable, Brady McArdle.
Well, Brady, I know you know a good horse and you know a good story. This is a unique one. The trainer's on the way. So not here to win a home cup.
Yeah, I'm sure she's very jealous right now. She'd be thrilled, but yeah, I know she'd love to be here, and Pat as well, for their home cup. So it's a great result for them and for everyone involved. I mean, for Harry Grace, it's a great story. All the staff, they love him. So yeah, brilliant.
Yeah, to back him up too, to run on Tuesday. Were you concerned at all about the trip?
No, I think Matty was pretty confident with the trip. I think he's proven over it before, and yeah, after their run Tuesday, I think she was quite keen to get him out of the cup, and yeah, the proof's in the pudding.
She's a really good trainer, isn't she? Yeah, you can tell. She'd be watching. You can tell her how good she is.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, she's a very good trainer on the up. Yeah, she's proven with some nice horses now. She's got some great results, and I'm sure there'll be more to come in the future.
Oh, no doubting that. Tell us about young Harry Grace and what a ride that was.
Oh, it's a brilliant ride. He's done a lot of work for the stable, so it's great that he gets rewarded with these opportunities, and yeah, he proved that he can do it, you know, when the time counts. So, yeah, good result for him.
How long have you been working in with Maddie and Paddy and the team?
Well, I'm not full-time there. I've just been helping. I've also been helping Dan Bowman. But, yeah, since I moved back to Warrnambool, my main job is managing jockeys. But, yeah, happy to help out a few friends when needed.
Oh, mate, it's good to see. I mean, and it means so much to Maddie, being a local here, how important the cup is.
Oh, for sure. I mean, same as Daniel yesterday. Like, everyone wants to win their hometown features. And, yeah, I mean, Warrnambool Cup's pretty much the pinnacle of that, so I'm sure they'll be having a few beverages on the plane.
Mate, you might be the Midas touch. What a week you've had.
Oh, I hope so, mate. It's nice to be a local and be involved in some nice wins with friends.
Enjoy tonight, mate. Well
Thanks, Richo.
Brilliant story, that is amazing stuff. Maddie's old man, Bomber Raymond, a legend around Warrnambool, and it is going to be one hell of a party when they get together at some point in time. They've obviously got to get to the plane and get on it tonight, but yeah, what an amazing win that was.
I think a wedding in Spain is pretty good at the best of times, but it's a little kick there, isn't it? It's going to be an enjoyable sort of time, and yeah, it's just a true fantastic effort all round. How about the time? We're supposed to be on heavy 10 here. 2:31.75. The track record's only 2:26.77. So this track is racing beautifully.
Great story for the Raymond family, of course. Mum and Dad are really big supporters of the industry. And Richo, I'm really looking forward to this interview with this young jockey, Harry Grace, who's an absolute superstar.
I'm looking forward to chatting to this young man. He's got the biggest smile on the face. What's going through your mind, mate? You've just won the Warrnambool Cup.
Honestly, I'm a little lost for words. Everyone says that last 100 when you hit the front lasts a long time, and my God, did I feel like forever.
What was going through your mind when you actually strode to the front there with a horse that, you know, some people were saying, oh, maybe not 2,400 metres, might not run it out, but by gee, ran into the race.
I've got complete and utter confidence in Maddie and Paddy. They're a fantastic team. They present these horses in the best order they can. And, you know, when they told me they were looking at my back up here today, I was overjoyed. But last start, he beat me in the Train Cup. I was on another horse, and I thought I was going to catch him, and I couldn't. So once I seen him in front of a 600 under a bit of pressure, I wasn't going to let him do it again.
Can you describe the feeling of what it's like to win the Warrnambool Cup?
Oh, it's unreal. I woke up this morning and I was just sitting there thinking, you know, I'd love a Warrnambool Cup to stay in Warrnambool this year.
Yeah, it certainly did. You've done a lot of work with Maddie. Brady just spoke about how much work you've been doing there.
Yeah, I do a little bit in there. You know, they give me as much as they can for much as I do, and you know, it's fantastic just to be a part of a team like that.
You're only a young man. How old are you now?
24 now.
With a beautiful baby face, this is the start of, I think, might really kickstart your whole career.
Yeah, look, I absolutely hope so. It's taken me a few years to grasp my caper here, and I think we're finally starting to get there.
Well done, mate.
Thank you very much.
Great interview, Richo, and Harry Grace. He's the king of the ball tonight, him and Chris McCarthy. That is for sure a wonderful story. And Maddie Raymond has taken out the 2023 Sun Gold Milk Warrnambool Cup with Rolls, defeating Not Usual Glorious, and Swords Drawn runs third. We've got one to go, 29 races down. It's been a huge 3 days from Warrnambool.
away. Let the carnival begin. You can give them a roar if you like. We're at the Bull. Here comes the last Teofilo Star just in front, but they're running for minor money. It's all the favourite Teofilo Star. He's going to waltz in. And welcome to jumping at the Bull, Canberra Willa.
Congratulations, mate. I'm so happy for you. Describe that feeling.
Unbelievable. My biggest supporter, mum and dad, and I got the rest of the family here are such big supporters, and so happy to get the job done today. And it's a big thank you to everyone helping me get here.
So many people here, and it's the first of our features, the Briley steeplechase.
They're off in the Briley. Flying Agent's taken the front. Here's the Tozer Road, a hard ride. It'll be left the first time around on Thursday, and Britannicus took it up. He raced away 2 lengths. Britannicus trying to right the wrong of last year. Britannicus is to lose at the last of 19. He jumped it well. Britannicus, the runner-up last year, 3 lengths in front of Ballack. Britannicus is still the leader. Flying Agent and Ballack chase hard. Britannicus, the runner-up last year, the hero this year. Britannicus wins the Riley.
You decide to cut the corner where angels fear to tread. Take us through that moment.
Probably a bit too brave, but look, he's just done a great job for the team.
Day 2 of this incredible 3-day carnival.
They're off and running now in the Decron Dunrow. Up and over goes Tolmac. Under the bridge, hasn't given up. This is shades of the Briley last year, isn't it? The 2 wild stablemates. Seriously, how bloody good is the Bull? Tolmac, the punters were right. He's home for the money. The Decron Dunrow goes forward to the wilds.
And that was a thrilling win.
Yeah, it was. I reckon this is the type of horse he could develop into a Briley horse next year.
And we're ready for the Sovereign Resort Gallywood. 11 flights, 3,200 metres. They're set. They're racing. 4 to jump. Favalot, every post a winner. He's trying to outstay them in the conditions. The big grey's about to be popped the question though. With 1 to jump, Saunter Boy the favourite. The jumping's over. Takes the lead. Saunter Boy for back-to-back Gallywoods. He's looking all right for mine. Saunter Boy, 1.5, 2 lengths. Saunter Boy, you bloody beauty.
What a champ he is. He goes back-to-back.
That is Gallywood number 3 for the Kieran Maher David Eustace team.
That was a very special win from a damn special horse.
Super horse. He was always in control. I was very confident, and yeah, he's just a super horse.
The reaction that this big crowd gave your champ there, I think, summed it up. He is a champ.
Yeah, he is. He's so good for jumps racing. I'm just so proud of him.
1,200 metres for the 2023 midfield Group 1 Goom. Set and away. Outlaw's Revenge, the front runner. Frankie Pino, the defending champ, is trying to come on the inside of him. Outlaw's Revenge still in front of Frankie Pino. And first to Kirsten. Outlaw's Revenge. Another 1 Goom for Yendall.
Daniel Bowman, this gun young trainer based here at Warrnambool, gets a big feature.
Big thrill to thank the owners for giving the opportunity, setting for the race, and great ride by Dan.
For these guys to get a winner during the carnival, bloody brilliant, but to get one of the majors, even better.
Today is the day. Day 3, the Grand Annual and the Warrnambool Cup.
Thousands of people come up here each and every year to watch this race. The crowd and the anticipation is going to be absolutely electrifying.
It's about to happen. The Grand Annual. They're off. Rockstar Ronnie as they come to the first of 33. Rockstar Ronnie is going to cruise his way to the front. 6 left to jump. Seriously? How cool is the Bull? Dern Idols as Flutters attack the big bloke. Goliath hasn't got it today. Rockstar is a rock star. He's a rock star of the Bull. Rockstar Ronnie for the Tour McCarthy.
A magnificent performance.
I can't believe it. Words now can't describe the feeling of that. The trust of Kieran Maher, Declan Maher for when I schooled them to put my hand up. I'm only a 3 kilo claimer, and they still had the owners behind them as well. Obviously wanted probably someone better, but they stuck their neck out. I'm glad we could repay them. I've never been so lonely in my life going around this track, but it was the best feeling in the world.
Warrnambool Cup, the second of our big features today.
Not usual glorious lead, but it might not be for long. Here's Rolls. Rolls is ranged up with 200 to go. Takes the lead away from Not Usual Glorious. Swords drawn. And then Glittering Golden Irish Butterfly. But it's Rolls on the quick backup. A length and a half in front. Racing away with the cup from Not Usual Glorious and Swords drawn. But it's Rolls who's victorious. Rolls a length and a half on either Not Usual Glorious or Swords drawn.
What an incredible week. Yeah, well done, mate. You are the soundtrack of the Bull. You've got a lot to be proud of. We've had an unbelievably big team in front of the camera and also behind the scenes. We thank everyone behind the scenes. In front of the camera, Matty Hill's already in the highway. He's got job work to do. Timmy Yateman's been a big part of our team. The list goes on. Shane Jackson made us a great contribution when it came to all of the jumps races. It's a carnival like no other. We simply say congratulations to all the winners. And once again, the Mar Eustace team have dominated, and the Grand Annual, the Mac Daddy of them all, goes to Kieran Marr, the local boy.